right, so it's the end of the day for me here on my workbench, and I remembered an email somebody had sent me a couple of weeks ago, and we were chatting back and forth about like certain health issues and stuff, and just general CB talk. And the person had stated that it would be interesting to if I made a video on one, how I got into CB repair, and two, how I keep my equipment calibrated. So it occurred to me as I was, closing up for the day that I just do a quick video on how I keep my stuff calibrated and just a quick biography on myself. So I've mentioned it before. I come from a trucking field, and that's how I originally got into CBs was through the truckers. I got my that's how I got interested in CBs in general. As far as repair goes, I was always kind of electronically inclined, I guess you could say. I'm a truck builder, engine rebuilder, mostly the diesel, not really gas stuff, but a truck builder, mostly in the wreckers, in recovery equipment, like 50-ton rotators, 60-ton, 65, 80-ton, 85-ton rotators, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, we build those. We do the welding, fabricating, wiring. So back in the day, they used to be a 12-volt circuit board with all, relays and whatnot in them, and you'd have to wire up these trucks. Nowadays, it's a lot easier. It's basically just program a module and you plug it in, and so now it's different. But back in the day, there was pretty complex 12-volt systems that controlled these trucks, and you're talking miles and miles and miles of wiring. So that's how I became familiar with the 12-volt circuit boards and whatnot. So I kind of just adapted myself to the RF section, read lots of books. This is obviously before YouTube. Now YouTube makes things a hell of a lot easier. But that's the gist of it. I did go to college. I was a civil engineer major at UMass Boston. What I really wanted to do was go to the Air Force. I wanted to fly a fighter jet. To this day, I'm into fighter planes. But that didn't work out for some specific reasons. But I ended up doing okay as a diesel tech. And one day a trucker was like, "Hey, my radio isn't working. Do you think you can just look at it or whatever?" And I ended up fixing it for him. I remember it was a Connex, like all done up. And then from there, it kind of just, spider webbed into, this guy talked to that guy. And then pretty soon I was doing, CB repair for truckers mostly. And then, it progressed into, make a long story short, it progressed into what it is now. So really not that big of a deal. So now, how do I keep my equipment calibrated? So you can see here I have, this is the latest GPS DO I have. So I am really happy with this one. So this is, well, first of all, for those who don't know what a GPS DO is, it's a GPS disciplined oscillator. So the 10 megahertz is constantly being adjusted via satellite. So that way you get a true 10 megahertz coming out of this BNC connector. So this is Arduino based. So this is the latest. This is the latest version for the one that I've had. I've had Chinese ones like you can get on like eBay and Amazon and whatnot. I wasn't really happy with it. That one actually had a 1 pulse per second output as well. I found that so this one here is made in New York. It's some guy sells them on eBay. There's an Arduino. I think there's a mini in there, and it's Arduino based. And this one's pretty rock steady. I'm really happy with this one. So yeah, if you guys want to, he sells them on eBay, and yeah, so that's what it is. If you guys want more information on what and how a GPS DO works, you can just Google it. I think it uses 3 satellites, locks a GPS. The GPS gets locked to 3 satellites, and then it uses those satellites to basically constantly adjust for the 10 megahertz out. So then in turn you take this and you can go to your equipment and adjust it for the 10 megahertz out. So in the case of this Fluke meter here, which I love this thing, this is my favorite meter, you're going to adjust it here at this C11. Now I'm not going to touch it because this thing is super touchy, and you find yourself, moving this thing around until it seems like forever. Until you can get a stable reading, because that trimmer there is just super sensitive. But this is a really well-made frequency counter. I would consider this laboratory grade, if not pretty damn close to laboratory grade. And I've had quite a few frequency counters. I've even had the BK, the 1801, and I always come back to this one. It's just a great. It's fast, it's accurate. And it gives you, that's it. It's fast and it's accurate. And that's all, this is back in the day when Fluke was making more than just meters. Actually, here in Massachusetts, there used to be, in a town called Burlington, Mass, there was an authorized repair center for anything Fluke, including these. Nowadays, I think Fluke just does their own meters now. Yeah, that's how I keep my equipment calibrated, is with this GPS DO, as well as that signal generator. You can even, use it for your oscilloscope. And yeah, so that's how I keep my equipment calibrated. As far as my meters go, I'm a Snap-on guy. I have a Snap-on toolbox at work, a nice big master Snap-on toolbox filled with Snap-on tools. That's just me. I'm not this pretentious person that thinks Snap-on is the best and you're nothing if you don't have Snap-on. That's just me. I'm a professional, and I believe in professional tools, and Snap-on hasn't let me down. So there's a meter here. I actually have 2 meters. Let me get the other one. Here's my other one. And I have 2 more at work. I have a Blue Point at work, and then I have, it looks like kind of like a little tablet, the digital display one from Snap-on at work too. But in order to keep these things calibrated, every so often I just go right to the Snap-on guy, right on the truck. I give it to him, and they go out to Snap-on or possibly Fluke, because I think not all of them, but some of them are actually rebranded Fluke meters. So I don't know if Snap-on does it themselves or if they send it out to Fluke. But anyway, either way, this gets sent out, and I use, my other one, and then, I kind of just rotate. So that's how I know these meters are accurate as well. So, yeah, that's what's good about Snap-on. You can just, if anything breaks or you need something repaired, you just go right to your Snap-on rep, you give it to them, and if there's something that can be done, they do it. So, especially if you have a good relationship with your Snap-on guy and you don't, screw them over on payments, they'll go to the end of the world to make sure that a good customer gets, treated right. So, I'm really happy with Snap-on. But that's about it. The rest of the equipment you guys all know, the Sonata. I'm not going to go through it all and make this such a huge, long video. The watt meter, that is super accurate. So I actually have a Bird 43 meter, and I have 4 different slugs for it. But I find myself going and using this MFJ meter. It is just as accurate. This particular one is just as accurate as the Bird meter, I find, and I don't have to swap out slugs or whatever. It's just there's another one there that a customer gave me. That's made in the United States. I'm yet to see how accurate that is. It's allegedly the biggest faced watt meter, MFJ is claiming. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, a customer gave me that, so I tried it out. It works. That one you need power, either a 9-volt battery or a 12-volt source of some sort. Yeah, my signal tracer. This thing here, I just I basically use this for the crystal oscillator. I don't really use this too much as far as for a frequency counter. It's just a, these things came in so many different flavors. This VC2000, but this is just a sinometer. They came in different names, different brands. But I like it because it has an oscillator for, and you can test crystals right in there. So this is, that's basically what I use it for. Plain Jane, again, this has been rebranded in different names, different numbers, but this is a Calm Power spectrum analyzer. I think BK Precision has one very similar to this. So this is a U.S. Air Force surplus. I think back in 1983, the Air Force were using these, and they ended up going back to the Tektronix. I think they were using before and then after this, but for a few years they were using these Kikasui oscilloscopes. So this is actually an Air Force surplus. And then just I use this for calibrating basically vacuum tube voltmeters. I have 2 vacuum tube voltmeters. So this is an interesting one. It's really not high amp, so it's basically just for like kind of like circuit testing or whatever. But you can actually bridge the A and the B channels for 48 volts. So when I go calibrating like a vacuum tube voltmeter, I can calibrate it using this. And this also has a 5 volt fixed, 0 to 24, 0 to 24, or you can bridge these both for 48. This is just a mobile power supply. This is what I use about 90% of the time. And the signal generator, the 2040 CB signal generator. So this is only good for the 1 to 40 channels. This is a laboratory grade signal generator. This is an awesome signal generator, the 8640B. You can get these spec'd out with different features, like a DC block. There's different things that you could have added or subtracted from these. What else? My mic tester. This for now is my bench radio here, this DX2527. No, it's not for sale. I've gotten about 20 emails asking if it's for sale. It is not for sale. I'm not selling this. So it is what it is. You got to find one on your own. And of course the 1040 CB Service Master. You've seen me use that before, and basically it's just it's good for setting up a 2-tone test for a sideband. You can do lots of things with this. But anyway, yeah, that's my equipment, and that's how I keep it calibrated. And now you guys know a little bit about myself, where I come from. But this video is long enough, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.